Hello, my stamping friends. Welcome to my Facebook Live for Thursday, December 23rd. It's Marilyn Wagner here, Stamping Creations with Marilyn, coming to you from Spruce Grove, Alberta, Canada. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, have been for just over 14 years, and still just loving what I'm doing, living the dream kind of thing. So I want to welcome you here tonight. And before I go any further, I want to thank you for allowing me. Guess it really wasn't allowing me, but for sticking with me, coming back tonight, even though I wasn't able to be here last week. I had mentioned on my Facebook page that I was working at the Canet Hampers last week. We did 323 families with 761 kids that we packaged up gifts for. So I really felt honored to be able to be healthy enough to be able to continue to do that. And the ladies there are a wonderful, wonderful group. They are very organized, and the week goes by fairly quick. But needless to say, we were kind of tired at the end of it. So thank you for coming back this week, coming to watch me. Hello, Lori. I see you're there. Peggy, I saw your name. And Guy, I saw your name. It's great to see you from Kamloops. So tonight, a couple things, of course. Weather is always top of our minds, and roads around Spruce Grove have not been good. There's been a couple of fatalities on the highways. So if you're out there driving, please stay safe. I have been lucky enough to just have to go around in Spruce Grove, not too far. So hello, Karen. Welcome back home from your cruise. Hopefully everything went well there for you. So I have a couple other announcements. I want to show you papers when I turn you down. I will be showing you a card from Eden's Garden tonight. I have paper and all the pieces for that collection, it's called, and you can only get it up until January 3rd. So I thought it was time that I used it again and showed you a couple other things I've done with it. So the card tonight has a bit of a different twist with the cotton paper. So I'm anxious to share that with you. So while I'm turning the camera around and down and you know the routine, why don't you let me know, the last few weeks we've talked about Christmas, we've talked about gift buying and wrapping, we've talked about our favorite snacks and squares and sweets, of course, and those kind of things. So tonight let's talk about drinks. What kind of drinks do you have especially for Christmas, whether it's hot, cold, or alcohol or non-alcohol? Just let's share that with each other and say hi. Lots of you know each other on here, and it's a great community we're building, and I love it. So let me switch the camera around. And as long as it all works, you will see the other side of my room and my desktop. And that should be working. I'll just make sure. I see you're there, so I'm assuming that I'm in the right place and everybody can see me. But I would really like to be watching your comments. There, found it. Rhonda, welcome. Peggy, don't have any special drinks. Well, maybe you'll find one tonight by what people say on here and can share with you. So, okay, current host code will be effective for a few more days. If you're ordering from me and your order's under $200, I do appreciate you using it. Mini catalog, which we've been loving every bit of, but as you notice on the back, it does end on January 3rd. So if there's anything in there that you're looking for that is still available, because we've had a last chance up to 50% on some items. This sale has been going since December 1st, and it will also end January 3rd, although I have heard some of the products are already sold out. The clearance rack was refreshed. So again, some great deals on there. If there's things from some other catalogs, some older catalogs, I've seen some of the things on there. So that's a great place to look. The new catalogs are coming. I can't show you the inside, but I can show you the outside. Sale-A-Bration from the 4th to the 28th of February. And this new mini from January to June. Lots of great things in there. And the Eden's Garden stamp set and dies are in that new catalog. So Get your wish list. If you do not have a demonstrator and you do not have a catalog, let me know and I will certainly get one to you. I have a few of them here and would love to send them off to you. The other thing coming up is our stamping staycation. I, together with Lillian and Joanne, this will be our 6th one. We have a lot of fun doing it and hope that you have a lot of fun joining us. So if you'd like to, we have been advertising it. Registration started on the 13th. We've got quite a few, but there's always room for more because it's a totally virtual event. So January 29th, $52. You can still get it as a Christmas gift for yourself or for someone else. But if you do want to register, I'll just leave that there for a minute. You can do a screenshot and get all the information, or you can always reach out to me. And if you have any questions or if you need to get some answers on anything, I have been sending it out in my newsletter. If you're on my newsletter list, you will have got information already, but just in case there's always questions, let me know. Okay, Eden's Garden that we are going to be working with tonight. As I said, it's been a special. It's been available to customers from November 2nd to January 3rd. And it includes a stamp set, which is a cling stamp set. So you can see it has the red rubber. And I have a bunch of extra pieces in here from what I've been doing. I'll show you that in a minute. Some great verses. I've seen people use it for Christmas cards, for birthday cards, for obviously sending hugs, thinking of you. Just general hello there, dear friend. So a stamp set along with dies, and these dies do not cut out specific pieces of the stamp set, but as you can see from them, you've got all different designs. This is the one I used tonight. This one does cut out leaves, but it's not made for one of those. This one, a lot of people are cutting out for embellishments. If you cut this out of gold and then you can just trim it in different places, you've got all different sizes and shapes. And this one, I have a card to show you later, that will do an edge with stitched as well. And this is great for the words. You can see that it fits, or the words fit in it. So the stamp set and the dies are available throughout that catalog, but the paper, which is absolutely spectacular, is not. So that's why I thought I'm going to highlight the paper tonight and give you a chance, if you haven't got it already, to just see it. So we have this side, which all has gold, little bits of gold on some of it, bigger pieces on others, like this one. And then you get to this one, which has just little gold dots. The flip side is more subtle and still in the green shades, and works great for backgrounds, for just embellishments, that kind of thing. So I want to show you that. And then the other paper that's available, I'm also going to use tonight, but it is the cotton paper. And when you look at it, it has a bit of a shine on one side, not on the other. It's a little bit heavier than a regular tissue paper. There are two shades. There's the Evening Evergreen and the Soft Succulent. And you can crumple it up and make different textures with it. I'm going to do a pleat on the card today with it. And I just think it's a great, great collection. And I did look this afternoon and it didn't say anywhere that it was sold out yet. So you can, for one number, you can get all of it. Oh, and as I'm looking at it, these are the gems. Just hold them and maybe you can see how shiny they are, different shapes. And actually there are two sizes of the smaller with kind of a red on the inside of them. So some great possibilities. And while I'm on the paper, designer paper, and if you're on my newsletter, you will have received this already, but this is a paper share that I'm offering from the new catalog. There are 6, 8 designer papers in the main catalog, not Sale-A-Bration. And I'm offering 60 pieces, 6x4, along with 60 pieces of coordinating cardstock as a paper share for $40. Deadline to order is January 6th, and I can't place the order until the catalog comes out, obviously. But I need to, if you want it, I need you to register. There is, go to my website, and there is a page there. Register, and then I will send you a PayPal invoice, or you can pay me via e-transfer, and then I will get it ordered for you. And I can't, like I say, I can't do that until January 4th. So, okay, this is the card I'm going to make. Just check and see. I don't see any burning questions. If you have any, please put them in there. There's a number of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators on the Facebook Live here with us tonight, and I'm sure if I can't answer it, some of them can, or I will go back and read every comment afterwards. So this is a gatefold card that I saw from Meg Lovin, and I was impressed with her rendition of it, I guess, in saying that if you start with your 8.5 by 11, you can score it anywhere as long as your two pieces after the score line, as long as this is 5.5 and these two add up to 5.5. Hopefully that makes sense. So on this one, I've scored at 3 inches and then at 8.5. And the other tidbit that she mentioned, and I thought it was great, was if you're going to make 2 of them, do your scoring first and then cut it in 4 1/4. And you've got them ready to go. So because I was making my sample, which is this one, and I'm going to make one for you, with you, however you want to say it tonight, I did do 2 at once. So I've got my score lines. I am going to fold, and I'm a bit of a stickler where I want it laying flat, and even this isn't flat yet. I had to take my picture today, I had to hold it with my finger. So what I was doing, make sure when you fold it that they just meet, they don't overlap. And then I actually flipped them and folded back as well. So it's kind of breaking the fibers in the cardstock. And also when you're scoring against the grain like that, you do want to use either your score pal or your paper trimmer to do the scoring, because otherwise the paper will crack as you try to use it. So for the inside piece, I did use a stamp, one of the distinctive stamps from that set, and I'm using Soft Succulent and Evening Evergreen for my colors. When it's a larger stamp like that, I like to flip the ink pad and stamp or ink it that way. And I'm just going to put some of it on this corner. You can see distinctive, you end up getting different shades right in the stamp. You don't have to stamp it twice or anything. So I have a layer and a layer. So that's my inside. Easy, right? I will use my Stamp and Seal and put those pieces together. So just a reminder, everyone who does comment, whether it's you're talking to each other or to me or just commenting, I do put your name in a draw, and I have last week's card sitting here beside me, and I will at the end of tonight, sorry, that was 2 weeks ago because I wasn't here last week, I will make that draw for that card and mail it off to the winner. I love sharing what we make. So I'm going to, and you could stamp greetings in here if you wanted to, but it just gives it a nice layer. I did try it without the the soft succulent behind, and I wasn't as impressed with, or I didn't like it, I guess we'll put it that way. So, hello Maria, welcome. So then for my front layer, a little bit more detail there. I'm going to close my ink pad because, knowing me, I'll lay something in it. So I have gone ahead and stamped my greeting. And this is where I ended up with when I showed you the stamp set, and I had all of these. That's why I've got them, because I cut it out with that die, and then I decided I wanted a little bit more contrast. And I don't know about you, but Christmas and holiday time in our house always meant a puzzle. We had puzzles we did with my mom and whatever. So to me, this is like a puzzle. And as you could see, there is an up and a down to this die, which I discovered as I was doing these. But it fits in there just perfectly because you've used the same die. So I will save my white and I will use this. And I know it's not a Stampin' Up product, but because I didn't want it jumping all over the place, I did use a little bit of tape on these edges, just a couple. And then I did use liquid glue on the back of it to get it on. Oops, probably you can't see that. Look at that. To get it on there. But I'm not going to do that first. First of all, I have another layer to go behind my designer paper, and I have chosen this. I love the gold in it. I could have done some more gold pieces out there. What's happening here? But first of all, I want to put this on as a pleat. Now, this brought back a lot of memories from when my mom was teaching me how to sew. I don't know about you guys, but when we were doing pleating of any kind, which seems to me that it was maybe an apron was one of the first things I did with some kind of pleats in it. You need double what you're going to pleat to work on here. So I have a piece that's 4 inches. This is more than double, but I really like how it ended up here with lots of pleats. So to do that, I wanted it just a bit above here. Now, see if you can see. Looks like maybe you can. And I'm using my grid paper to line it up. And I'm going to use tear and tape on the top edge of it. So I want my tear and tape to go from that line to that one, which looks like it's straight. And I know you've heard me say before, I have trouble with tearing my paper, so I usually use scissors. Then I'm going to take my paper layer off, and then virtually lay this and just fold it like this. On this one I use the shiny side out. On this one tonight I'm going to do it the other way, and then you can tell me what you like better. So have any of you done a technique like this? If so, give me some pointers. What did you like? What did you not like? And sorry, but I have to, because I'm trying to keep the bottom edge of it the same distance from the bottom. And I did find, and as you just saw there, it's quite forgiving, which I found surprising with tear and tape, that I can pick it up, and as long as I haven't burnished it to put it down there, I can pick it up and move it a little bit. And if I get to the end and decide that I really don't need all 12 inches of this, of course I can trim it off. But I just thought it was a great way to use this paper. I know that you can stamp on it. You can die cut it if you put some kind of cardstock behind it, because it is quite thin. And whoa, look at that. Ended up with not enough to get to the end. What else have you done with it? Those of you who have it, have you found something that you really liked using it for? I'm still kind of off on the end here. Obviously pretty forgiving, isn't it, when you can pick it up and do this kind of thing with it. Make it over just a little bit more. And of course, so there is your pleat. Then I'm going to place this on, and I am going to, like I said, I'm just going to use liquid glue because I don't want to wreck my puzzle piece here. And I'm dabbing a little bit on the die cut edge so that it will stay stuck down. And the other ones I did, which I'll show you at the end, seemed to stay stuck pretty well. So I was pleased with that. So just for information's sake, if you want to do a card like this, and that was another tip that Meg had, was cutting the designer paper. If you cut it at 4 by 3, you're getting the best out of your paper, because of course it's a 12-inch piece. See, I've got a little bit hanging over here, which seems kind of silly when I was scrambling to get it done, but that is then going to go on here. And Peggy, you haven't used it yet. Hopefully you'll get some and try it, or do you have some already? It's kind of a neat product, and of course, like so many things with Stampin' Up, they bring it in for a short time just to pique your interest, I think. And maybe somewhere down the road they will bring it back again, or something similar. So that is my focal point that's going to go on here. So now, to make sure I don't glue it in the wrong place, I'm going to use, not a whole string of dimensionals, use dimensionals here and on this side of this, so that when I put it down, it will have 4 dimensionals on it holding it, but they won't be over the edge and they won't be keeping the card shut. So if you are interested in lots of other cards, I've been getting tons of them in the mail, which I love. I love, love, love. And I have brought them here to share with you tonight. So kind of like a show and tell. Sorry, I'm busy trying to line this up. So there would be my card. So I have dimensionals under there and dimensionals under there, and my pleated. Now the only thing left is to put some of these on, and they're different shapes, so you can do lots of, if you want to do some on an angle, if you want to do them exactly the same way as the card. I like using all different sizes. It just gives it a little bit more variety. And whereas so that one I did do 3. Let's just hold that down so you can see it. And this one, I did only the 1. So you can do whatever works for you. And I'll put these away before I get them all over the place. So there. That is my card for tonight. So hopefully that works. So those pleats, and again, like I say, this one I did the shiny side up, this one I did the dull. There's very, very little difference in it. Yes, Catherine. Late is just fine. This is a very busy time of year. So the other cards I made to begin with, I started with this one, and I wanted to use that paper. So I did it along here, and when I was done, I thought, it's a bit too dark. So I decided I would try it across the bottom. This one, I used a shorter piece, so therefore you can see that it has wider pleats. And then when I did this one, I was pleased with getting lots of pleats. So tell me, which one? We'll call this 1, 2, or 3. Let me know in the comments. Not that it makes any difference. This card that we did tonight will be going to one of you. So I'll leave it that way. I do have a few others that I've done. If you've watched my Facebook Lives, I did this one a while ago with the gold. It's not gold leafing, but it's called something else in our catalog. And the gold ribbon. This is one that we did just with squares, so you could use any of the paper. And just opens a bit differently. Oh, look at, it's got the same stamp there. And this is one of the first ones I did with that strip along the edge. So you can get lots of different ideas, different designs with that and the paper. When Meg did this one, I don't know if you've watched her videos, but instead of one piece of paper, she couldn't decide, so she had 4 strips of 1 inch of all different paper from that package. And that way she could show off all the different papers. So there. Now, for show and tell. Well, I see some of you liking it. Good, thank you. Okay, so I do a card swap with my team, and I'm starting to get the December ones, and isn't this cute? This is from Linda. I'm a little snowman, as you can plainly see. Use me as a gift tag or hang me on the tree. And this is what she sent with it. Isn't that cute? I can just see my little grandkids, especially my little granddaughter, wanting to make one of those. So thanks, Linda. And she also made an envelope out of designer paper with it. So a great combination. This one came from Sharon, and it's done with the Whimsical and Wonder, I believe it's called, set, but using lots of different designer papers there. This one's from Bonnie, and this is using one out of the new catalog, because as demonstrators, as you know, we can order already from that. This one is from Faye, and it's a set I don't have, so I really appreciate that. It's got some gold embossing on it and letters cut out. So that was I think that's all from my team so far. And for that, you can sign up by the 15th. We have to have it mailed out by the 31st, so I've still got a week to go, because mine aren't out yet. And it just gives us a great reason to get to our stamp room and do things, use our products, and share with others. So these are Christmas cards I received. This is one from a friend of mine who subscribes to Paper Pumpkin. So that's a Paper Pumpkin card. Then I have one using a punch that we used to have. This is a gal, Morgan, who came to my scrapbooking club when I had it. So really nice to keep in touch with her. This is one from my cousin Susan, done with the tree punch and designer paper strips. This is more designer paper strips and a snowman, and that's from Carmen. So great layering and ribbon on that one. This is one from Judy, done with embossing, silver embossing. I love embossing. And I'm guessing the blending brushes on the back of it there. This one from Karen, and I really appreciate receiving all of them, but this one especially, because I did not get the polar bear one. And isn't that a great idea? Is just use the cutout and then put either, this looks like it's been watercolor painted, but you could also use designer paper behind it. One done with the Merriest Moments. That is the Oh, it's the die and the embossing folder that work together. And that one is Carrying Forward. So that one is from Lillian. This one from Nancy is just, love the white on white with a touch of gold. The tree embossing folder, a layer of white, and then the gold from, oh, I have that set. Can't remember the name of it right now. This one from Lori is done with a die set. I don't believe it's in the catalog right now, but we did have it. And again, the embossing for the stars, blue and white, a classic. A tree embossing folder. And again, this stamp goes with that punch from way back, one of the first cards, and just a circle behind it. And they actually cut out with circles because she, oh, that's from a cousin, Jamie. She probably doesn't have the punch for it, but she made do, and that's a great way to do it. This is one from my cousin Anne, done with some of the blue glimmer paper. And while I'm thinking of that, in the catalog there is a package now with, it says pink and blue glimmer paper, but it doesn't look blue. I just got it and it looks almost green, and I saw a post by Stampin' Up today saying that it is actually a iridescent pool party, so it is kind of a greeny blue. But again, gorgeous card. This is one from Linda. Designer paper, some snowflakes, some more embossing, and I don't know if you can see the background has the snowflakes embossed with an embossing folder. This one from Kathy, glimmer paper again, which I believe is not current, but that's okay, I love it. The little deer with a punch, black and white is always special, and just a pop of green. A really neat fold from Pam, some gold embossing, gold snowflakes, and you can see even designer paper cut out with, this designer paper is cut out there with the snowflake dies. This one from Joanne has got a embossed white layer, but also look at all the designer papers used along there. Great use of designer paper. This one, many layers of the pine cones, and this embossing or die cut that doesn't cut through, it just gives you some detail. Some blending brush work there from Karen. This one is some designer paper that had music on it, stamping on silver, and if you go to stamp on silver with any of the blacks, it's probably best that you use StazOn. We find that the memento does not dry. I don't know if it ever dries, but I know my cousin tried using it and she said she'd left it for overnight and it didn't dry. So just keep that in mind. That's from Marilee. This is from Bailey, another former scrapbooking card making friend. I don't do scrapbooking anymore is why I said former. And I don't know if we had this at one time. I did not have it, but you can see she's got designer paper with a tag or on the back of it, and beautiful words there. And then my cousin has a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old, and they sent this card, which I just love. I share my extra designer paper with them, and they make all kinds of neat designs, as only kids can do, as you know. And then, last but not least, this card is from my brother's girlfriend, wonderful lady that we've recently met. And I love it looks like a painting. And when I flipped it over, it's actually got her name on the back of it. So I'm assuming that she did paint it. I'll have to ask her next time I see her. And then I have a couple of 3D things. This is from Lillian. And I sent her a message to thank her, and I said, can you hear it? It's got something in it. She said, oh, it's just a little snack for when you need it, but I really don't want to take it apart because I'm sure I can't get it back together. And last but not least, from Diana, I received this just yesterday, this little box. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers, whatever, stitched around, beautiful glimmer paper, embellishments, and it stands up like an easel card. if you can see there, and hello Faye. And it also is a box, and don't count too closely because there were 6 of those in there, and hubby and I really enjoyed them already. So thank you, Diana. So some great things happening. We love hearing from all of you, love sharing with all of you, and hopefully we can do lots more of it from now on. I anticipate that I'll do something next week. I'm not sure what, but I will obviously put something on for you to know that I'm going to be doing it. And appreciate any time that you can spend, whether you're watching here, whether you're watching the replay, or whether you're watching on YouTube, because I do share these on my YouTube channel as well. And I'd love for you to share, if you're on YouTube, share with others and invite them to come to the channel there. And looking towards in the new year that maybe I'll do a bit more on the YouTube channel itself. So just in the planning stages right now. So this is the card we did 2 weeks ago, and I have gone. Nobody else has any questions, looks like. I will go to my wheel of winning and, okay, bring it up so it's big. You can see all the names, and I'm going to spin, and we'll get a winner. Hello, Donna. Welcome. Stacy, you are the winner. So send me your address, and I will get that card in the mail to you. Probably won't be before Christmas because it's only a couple days away. But like I said, the roads here have been terrible, and I'm hoping I don't have to go anywhere tomorrow. So keep in touch. Like I said, any of your comments on here, if I haven't answered them as we went, I will certainly go back and look at them afterwards and talk to you and message you or whatever. So I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. And Merry Christmas to all of you. Enjoy your time with family, however you're celebrating. And stay safe with this virus around there. We don't want any more things happening with any of us. So take care. We'll talk to you soon.